Bills Mafia, what's going on? Before we jump into today's massive news update, let me start by saying this. Your Buffalo Bills are doing everything they can to sharpen, improve, and fight for every inch as this season hits its most critical stretch. The team knows what's at stake, the coaches know what's at stake, and the players, man, they're working around the clock to bring the results this fan base deserves. So before we get rolling, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. These are the weeks when everything changes, and you will not want to miss a single update. Now, let's get into the breaking situation that is going to define Sunday's showdown in Pittsburgh. Bills Mafia, if trying to slow down TJ Watt and that Steelers defensive front wasn't already hard enough, Buffalo is heading into Week 33 without both of their starting offensive tackles. That's right, the Bills officially ruled out Dion Dawkins and Spencer Brown for the Sunday matchup. For a team that already needs to play near perfect football to stay in the AFC playoff race, this is a major storyline. Dawkins is the longtime anchor on Josh Allen's blind side. Spencer Brown has been one of the highest snapped players on the offense for the past 2 years. Losing one of them would be a challenge. Losing both at the same time? That's the kind of thing that would scare any quarterback, even one as tough and fearless as Josh Allen. But here's the thing. The Bills do have options. They're not ideal, they're not perfect, but they're options. And with the season on the line, these guys are about to get the biggest opportunity of their NFL lives. Let's go through exactly who could be protecting Josh Allen on Sunday in Pittsburgh. First up, Ryan Vandemark, the UConn product who has quietly become Buffalo's most reliable backup tackle. He's already stepped in for Spencer Brown this season, starting at right tackle in Week 4. Last week against the Houston Texans, he came in for Dawkins at left tackle for a few snaps, then slid over and finished the entire second half at right tackle. That kind of versatility is huge for an emergency situation like this. And here's something fans may forget. Vandemark has delivered in pressure moments before. Last season, with the division on the line in Miami, Dawkins left for a few minutes with a hand injury. Vandemark stepped in and helped lead a touchdown drive that sealed the AFC East title. He's not Dawkins, he's not Brown, but he's smart, athletic, and battle-tested. And on Sunday, it looks like he'll be starting at left tackle, protecting Josh Allen's blind side. That's a massive responsibility, and it's coming at the most important time of the year. On the other side, we have Alec Anderson, the Swiss Army knife lineman who has taken snaps all over the field, but rarely at tackle. But here we are. Anderson is tough, physical, and smart. He's been active for every game this season. More importantly, he already started a game last year at left guard and has experience as a sixth offensive lineman in heavy sets. The Bills trust him. The coaching staff believes in him as a plug-and-play option. And right now, he projects as your starting right tackle in Week 33. He may not have a lot of NFL reps at that spot, but this is the kind of moment that can turn a role player into a long-term starter if he steps up. Then there's the rookie situation, and it's a complicated one. Tylan Grable. Grable, the 2024 sixth-round pick, just had his 21-day activation window opened after spending the entire season on injured reserve with a concussion. Under normal circumstances, Grable would absolutely be in the conversation to start. The problem? He hasn't played a single snap this season. Not in the preseason, not in practice until this week. Throwing him into a must-win game on the road against TJ Watt with zero preparation? That's tough. But the Bills opened his window for a reason. He's talented, he's athletic, they like him. The question is whether he's ready or whether this would be setting him up to fail. Then you have sixth-round rookie Chase Lunt. He has been healthy all season, but inactive for 10 out of 11 games. That tells you the staff believes he needs more development before seeing real NFL action. He played just 3 snaps this season, back in Week 4. Could he dress Sunday? Absolutely. Could he play meaningful snaps? Only if disaster strikes. Now look, if this were any other quarterback, you'd be terrified. But Josh Allen has made magic behind worse offensive line situations. His mobility, his arm talent, his ability to escape pressure, these are the things that change games. But here's the concern. Pittsburgh knows Buffalo is hurting at tackle. Pittsburgh knows Josh Allen is the entire engine of this offense. And Pittsburgh isn't shy about sending pressure. Expect rollouts. Expect quick game. Expect screen passes. Expect misdirection. Expect the Bills coaching staff to do everything in their power to help this patched-together offensive line survive. And if it works, if the Bills can find a rhythm, they can absolutely beat Pittsburgh and take another step toward the postseason. And that brings us to the other big story this week, and Bills Mafia, this one goes deeper than depth charts and game plans. Bills legend Andre Reed had some powerful words for second-year wide receiver Coleman, and this might be exactly what Coleman needs to hear. Reed said this week on the Blee and Bills podcast that Coleman has talent out the yin-yang, but something isn't connecting mentally. He believes he hasn't fully trusted his own ability and has let off-the-field distractions get in the way. And here's the part that struck me. Reed said, "This game can be good to you, or it cannot be good to you, and you can be gone quick." That's a Hall of Famer speaking truth, and Coleman needs to take that to heart. Coleman has now been benched for 2 weeks, partly for discipline, partly because the Bills needed different personnel for a short week. But now, with the receiver room thin, Curtis Samuel on IR, and Josh Palmer questionable, Coleman could finally get another shot. A shot he must treat like his career depends on it. Because Reed is right. Talent is only half the battle. Work ethic, maturity, consistency. That's what separates NFL starters from stories of unrealized potential. Normally, around late November, the Bills are cruising. The division lead is comfortable, the team is managing injuries, and the final stretch is about polishing up for the playoffs. But this year, different story, completely different intensity. With New England suddenly surging and holding a 9-2 record, the Bills, sitting at 7-4, have lost their usual grip on the AFC East. Instead of leading the pack, they're 2.5 games behind the Patriots, and every week suddenly feels like a playoff elimination game. Sean McDermott addressed that directly this week, and you could literally feel the shift in his tone. "Urgency is up," McDermott said. "It's mid to late November, heading into December. It's a fun time of year when you're in the hunt." That's classic McDermott, focused, stern, but energized. And he's right. This is the pressure cooker Bills fans know all too well. We're in the hunt, and the next few games will determine whether Buffalo rises or collapses under the weight.
At 7-4, the Bills still have a strong chance to make the postseason. ESPN gives Buffalo an 81% chance to reach the playoffs, even though their odds of winning the AFC East have dropped to just 15%. That might sound discouraging, but here's the good news. Buffalo is tied with teams like the Jaguars and Chargers in what is shaping up to be a wild card race. A win this week against Pittsburgh could stabilize everything, but a loss could throw this team into complete chaos in the standings. It could drop the Bills behind multiple conference opponents and force them into tiebreaker scenarios that nobody wants to deal with in December. And that's why McDermott is pushing urgency. That's why the players are treating practices like playoff rehearsals. And that's why the matchup against the Steelers is shaping up to be one of the most important games of the entire season. The Steelers aren't elite offensively, but they don't need to be. Their defense is fast, aggressive, and opportunistic. They love grinding out ugly games. And with TJ Watt on the field, one mistake can flip the game instantly. For the Bills, the key isn't just winning. It's winning clean. No sloppy turnovers, no game management issues, no self-inflicted wounds. This is the type of game where Josh Allen needs to control the tempo, avoid the hero ball traps, and trust his weapons. Meanwhile, McDermott and the coaching staff need to keep the team grounded and poised, because the Steelers thrive when their opponent panics. The Bills cannot panic, not in Week 33, not with the season on the line. The AFC East isn't gone, not yet. Now let's address the big question fans keep asking. Can the Bills still win the AFC East? Absolutely. It's harder now, but it's far from over. The Bills still have a head-to-head matchup with the Patriots coming soon. Win that game, and things get interesting quickly. Buffalo would pull within one game and reclaim crucial tiebreaker leverage. But none of that matters if they don't handle business right now. This is why McDermott emphasized timing. It's late November. December is the real season. Every great Bills run in the Josh Allen era has started with the team tightening the screws at exactly this moment. And that's what the coaching staff is trying to ignite again. A late-season push fueled by discipline, urgency, and belief. Sources around the team have mentioned that meetings have been sharper, coaching points have been delivered with more intensity, and players are taking ownership in a way that resembles the Bills' best years. This is a hungry team, a frustrated team, but also a team that knows exactly how good it can be when everything clicks. Josh Allen has been playing with visible fire. The defense, despite injuries, has held the line. Young players are stepping into expanded roles. The message is simple. We're not fading, we're fighting. So, Bills Mafia, with both starting tackles out, with rookies on standby, with Alec Anderson stepping into a huge role, and with Coleman getting a wake-up call from a Bills legend, how confident are you heading into Sunday's matchup? Do you believe this offensive line can hold up? Do you trust Josh Allen to overcome the chaos? And do you think Coleman makes the most of this opportunity? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear it all. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got massive games ahead, and this channel will keep you covered every step of the way. Stay locked in, Bills Mafia. This week is going to test everything, and that's when great teams rise. Go Bills!